Hello and welcome, beautiful Cancer. Thank you for joining me. You're with Elise for your January 2021 Zodiac Wheel reading. And welcome to any new viewers. This is a general reading for the collective, for Cancerians. So please do subscribe so that you can always get your monthly Zodiac Wheel forecast. Just invite Great Spirit, angels and guides to join me for this reading. And thank you for any messages that come through for Cancer for January 2021. For Cancer's highest good and for the good of all concerned. Thank you. Okay, we start off with the Devil. Is that too close? There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? So, Cancer, this is about your expression of action. It's also including your appearance, your physical characteristics. So the message coming through here for you is that feeling that something has power over you. Alright? This is about being held in bondage, really, this Devil card. So there's something that you may think you've got control of it, but it's actually got control over you. So be careful if you're overdoing things or overindulging. It's also a card of commitment for those of you that are working on your physical appearance. You may want to be losing weight or getting toned up. This is also a good sign for commitment. It is a sexual energy connected with the Devil. So you could find that you're more inclined to really commit to looking after the physical side of yourself, and that will be getting you lots of attention and attraction. So don't forget to have your boundaries in place and not letting people step over that boundary as well. Oh, lovely. This is a very good sign being next to that Devil card there. This is about your inner knowing, your voice that whispers to you, and understanding the mystery in life. So you don't mind sort of stopping and being still for a moment and trusting your intuition and your visions as well. It's in the area of your finances, your self-worth, and your support systems that help you survive. So trust your instincts, this is saying. It's also a very strong moon-orientated message. And I do feel that you actually do have the full moon here affecting the house of finance for you too this month, Cancer. Oh, look at that, a wish fulfilled. Lovely. Very nice. So you're going to get some messages or news that is going to really cheer you up. The Nine of Cups is a celebration card as well. Dreams being fulfilled and manifesting, inner happiness and the search for inner happiness. And here in the area of your neighbourhood, close relations, siblings. It's also to do with short distance transport journeys, car or transportation. So there's a wish fulfilled there if you're having car trouble or transport trouble. And it's governing the trades, education, and journalism as well. So it's also a very good sign in connection with those things for any of you that are involved with the trades or trying to get a tradesman, because it has been a bit difficult to get tradies, actually. I don't know about you, but that's what I've been finding. So this is a good sign that there's clearing of the path there, and it does sort of give you that sense of satisfaction, which is really something to be grateful for this month, because frustrations and limitations are going to be the words of the month. Now, here in your family and home base, to do with property or land, this is a message here about being in the dark about something. And there will be those of you that have been walking the path alone, and you're not really wanting to be on your own for too much longer. It is worthy to say that you're never actually on your own. That is a bit of an illusion that we're on our own, even though you feel like you are. But this is also talking of being in the dark about something. So there may be a family crisis or something to do with your home base that you're not aware of, that will come to light here through January. So do check and cross-check things around your home. Queen of Swords. Now this really does speak of someone who may have turned very icy. I feel that it's connected to a friendship in some way. This is the area of matters of the heart, where you find your joy, and your entertainment area, hobbies and sport, and it's the love that is given, the love that you give. And there may be a situation for you, Cancer, where you've been wanting to, share the love, but this air sign, female, feminine energy is a bit icy to it. So it's making things a little bit tricky for you. But, there could have been some manipulation going on from this woman. Now, in the area of your work and work colleagues, your health, hygiene and well-being, karmic debt here, so there may be a debt issue that you need to work out. This is letting you know that there could be some delays in attaining your goals. You're not quite at that celebration stage yet. And there's some of you that want to take some time off work, you want to go on a vacation, and others are wanting to move, whether it's moving from your job situation or moving to a new residence. Or some of you may be over working from home. Others may be looking to trying to find a way to work at home. The Ace of Wands here is a sign of, again, there being some sort of delay and needing to go back to the drawing board. And this is in the area of partnerships, business, marriage, friendships, and it could be to do with the public arena. Okay, it also governs aunts and uncles. Now, the partnership can also be involved with legal affairs, contracts, and there is an element of scandal connected to this area of the wheel. So do tread lightly and do go back to the drawing board and just double check everything. It's certainly a month for, you know, really planning things out and safeguarding things as best you can, by the looks of it, Cancer. Four of Swords, bit of rest and recovery and recharging and regaining a sense of control over any of your struggles or emotional trauma that could have taken its toll on you. But you need to give your mind, body and spirit a rest. So if you can't actually go to a retreat, you can create your own retreat for yourself in your own environment. Which means at least 2 days of calming, healing music, healthy food, gentle healing exercise, and meditation or visualization practices. You can create your own. This is in the area for you that is about joint resources, inheritances, and it's about beginnings and endings. So this recovery and retreat and recuperation can give you that sense of renewal and being reborn. A personal rebirth for you. It's also, you know, there may be people that, because this is the area of other people, so there may be people that, and finances, it's a part of your financial area of your wheel. So there may be people that you're just not ready to get into things with. So again, boundaries are important, and you might have to delay something as well. Now here in the area of higher education, long distance travel, news from distant places, this is showing that there's a bit of imbalance and trust issues are highlighted here. And it's also not wanting you to make a commitment in the sense of signing on any dotted lines. Really think things through, plan things out. Okay, because it is an area of higher education, study, looking at what you're going to do, and the 2 is always about duality, and it's also about 2 things happening at once. So you could be thinking along the lines of one direction, and then another option presents itself. So, you know, really look into things. Don't sign any bogus sort of study programs. Get in and have a look at ones that have got some credibility. Worrying over your worry there with the Nine of Swords. This is, you know, your thoughts and worries keeping you awake at night, and not letting you rest and sleep and get the proper rest that you need, which that Four of Swords wants you to get the proper rest that you need. And the thing, even though the Nine of Swords looks, you know, ominous, it's actually a message to you that you're worrying over your worrying, and it is overwhelming you. So a message of not overthinking it. So really check in on yourself when you start worrying about something. Am I overthinking this? Is it really, you know, worth all of this emotional turmoil? Now this is in the area of your reputation, career, your rewards, your in life, your reward of karma, and your social status. This area, the zenith of the wheel, governs all of that. Now it may also be about situations to do with your parents, your government, however you've got to deal with them, and or it comes under the heading of promotions as well. So you may be worrying, you know, how am I going to do this, or, you know, how am I ever going to get that promotion, that kind of thing. So I will just ask, with that worry, I'll ask the angel answer cards. Please give answers, and they're very direct, sort of yes and no answers, in to do with your career and your reputation. There we go. We have a flyer. And the angel answer for that is be assertive. I hope that makes sense for you, Cancerians. Maybe you're letting other people sort of make the decisions for you, and you need to be more assertive. Again, another 2. So I do feel that you do have some duality going on here. You've got a couple of 2s being shown up, including the High Priestess is another 2, number 2 as well. And 2 is a master number, and so it is some big decisions, or balancing up 2 different paths that you've got to take, or you might be taking on 2 jobs instead of just doing one. This is about bringing things into balance with this 2 of Pentacles. So this is about the duality and weighing things up and finding the balance. And it's something that you are working on manifesting here in this 11th house area. It's also a bit of a juggling act with your social group, friendships, and your disposable income. So there's a bit of having to juggle your money. Could be also problems with loans to do with study and having to deal with groups or situations where they've taken the wind out of your sails. But you have victory, Cancer, and that is the Chariot, success and victory here. So your way through this is through the power of your thoughts. Don't let yourself get dragged down into that worry. Be assertive where you need to be, which is different from being aggressive. Okay? It's just that no means no or yes means yes. And keep your boundaries. You have boundaries, let people know I have my boundaries. You're stepping over the line there. And keep your thoughts victorious. There are two directions that you can go in. You may only be able to see one path straight ahead, but you can see with the Chariot, the horses have got two directions. It's up to, you're the captain of the ship, you can steer it in the direction you want. And you don't have to share what you're going to do with anybody. You can just do it and surprise everybody. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to be gazumped is important here. Okay, so now Cancer, I will go through with the planetary movements for January. And firstly, we have the full moon in Leo on the 28th of January. So things will come to fulfillment and a culmination in the area that is to do with your finances. And the High Priestess is also a moon card. So the moon is a good indicator for you if you're in a place where you can actually see the moon through all the clouds. Because we haven't been able to see the moon very often down here where I live in Australia anyway. There's been so much cloud and rain, which is a vast contrast to this time last year, to say the very least. So yeah, now this is in the area of your finances and your measure of self-worth and your constructive talents. And the moon in Leo is wanting to not have to conceal your feelings, but it is important to keep your thoughts about which way you're going to progress. Keep it sort of to yourself, not share too much. But that Leo energy likes to share all that they're thinking and all that they're going to do. So just be a bit wary of that. And in a love situation, a romance situation, you will be expressing deep emotion and your feelings to your love interest. And this moon in Leo, this full moon in Leo, also arouses that protective, nurturing side. But just be aware that you're not depriving people of their individual rights in order to try and protect them, or you're not trying to deny them of their responsibility in a situation as well, because this does have the polar opposite triggering off as well, which is also to do with other people. But it is to do about finances, highlighting that area as well, because they're both the financial house. There is a need for retreat. Okay, Cancer. Then you have Venus moving into Capricorn on the 8th of January. So that's over here in the partnerships. Now, Venus in Capricorn is very favourable for business, and professional relationships should run smoothly from the 8th of January onwards. So maybe wait till then if you've got to do any business dealings. And remembering that Venus is the planet of love and harmony and peace, and it attracts and makes you attract and exude those favourable energies. Okay, so there is pleasure and happiness to do with business. And it's also a good energy to have there, because you can use your strategy and diplomacy in dealing in business or partnerships. Then the new moon on the 13th of January is at 23 degrees of Capricorn here in this 7th house area. Again, partnerships, business, marriage, contracts, legal affairs, scandals. So this new moon in Capricorn is about new enterprise, a new authority figure coming to light. It's professional and business orientated. It's also a message here that it's best off if you've got nothing to hide. And there is also that emotional displays in public, so do be sort of aware of that, because it could be embarrassing. It might be an outburst, whether it's from you or from someone to you. Okay, sensitivity with co-workers, and it's also good for public relations. You could win people over with this new moon. So new moons are always a good time to set your intentions or make your wishes on a new moon for what you would like to have manifest and unfold through the month ahead. And being in the Capricorn energy, it is to do with business or career. So your intentions for that. And you know, going into action too, not just setting your intentions. Follow through with some action in the direction that you want to have open up for you. Now Pluto is also in Capricorn, so this 7th house area is turning into a bit of a full house for you here through January. Now, Pluto is connected to agriculture, and it is one of the generational planets. So this is sort of like the energy that does affect generation and the collective. So the agriculture energy, I feel, is very strong here, and we will see huge changes in our agricultural practices over the next 4 years, until Pluto moves out of Capricorn into Aquarius. It's been happening the whole time that Pluto is here, but this next 4 years is some of the biggest changes that have ever taken place, because Pluto is the restorer of life, and it governs large organisations that have economic leverage to control the destiny of humans. So it's one of the outer planets, and it is one of the key planets to humans' destiny. Humanitarian. Represents either the advancement of society or the destruction of the creative forces by those individuals who prey on society to satisfy their own personal lust for power and greed, which brings about the biggest karmic release that we've ever seen. So, just check in with yourself that you're not coming from a place of lust, power and greed. Okay, because this Pluto energy is one that is the ruler of the underworld, and for us it governs our soul and important human experiences like life, death, sex, confining mindset, personal freedoms. And what Pluto touches, it dismantles and rejuvenates, and then out of the ashes the phoenix rises. So it brings that karmic release with it. Alright. Now, the Sun is in Capricorn until the 19th of January, and then it will be moving into Aquarius. So, as you can see, this first part of January, there's 4 planets in Capricorn. Okay, so we've got a bit of a stellium going on there, and around about the 12th, 13th, 14th it's really packing a punch. So legal dealings, contracts, partnerships, marriage, business, that kind of, any partnerships coming under that, open enemies, dealing with the public, all of that will really be highlighted around that time also. But then on the 19th of January, the Sun moves into Aquarius, here in your 8th house of finances, joint resources, the beginnings and endings of things, birth and rebirth, renewal, highlighting areas such as corporations, taxes, insurances, banks, inheritance, and occult. Like studying or taking an interest in maybe astrology or mystical kind of area of life. It also governs the sexual area of our life, so there may be some highlighted attractions also shining there. The Sun represents our conscious mind, our will, our ego, power, authority, and it's about the heart energy as well. So your ego self may be battling with the deeper soul of your heart energy and your authentic integrity. So but it does give you vitality, so that is a nice energy there. And it also speaks of people that you are associated with and them being a reflection of yourself and fitting into the group dynamic without violating your own integrity, and team effort. Okay? All here in this 8th house. And again, we do have a packed 8th house as well here for you Cancerians, because you've got Jupiter also in Aquarius, the planet of prosperity, and Saturn, the planet of responsibility and limitations. So when Jupiter and Saturn are travelling together as they are now, it does kind of bring with it a bit of like the Jupiter wants to expand and, really get out there and let's get going, and Saturn says, now hang on a minute, just come back in here, just think about this more sensibly and responsibly before you go doing something, that you may regret. So even though Jupiter is a very fortunate influence, it is about the morals and ethics that affect society. And Saturn is about realism, responsibility, conservatism. You see what I mean? So, and it's all about timing. Both of these planets together signify about the timing being right. So need to be patient, and I know that everybody has been very patient, and you know, well done. I think everyone needs big pat on the back for how we've all coped with what's been going on with all these restrictions and limitations and rules and regulations changing and shifting all the time. But flexibility and versatility is better than resistance, because what we resist persists. Whereas if we're flexible and versatile, we're not going to suffer quite as much. And this configuration of these two together is one that does have us feeling that the load is being lifted, but it's also bringing about the beginning of this tremendous shift. And that shift will take some adjustments, okay? Because it is affecting us on an individual level, where we will all be feeling our own unique multi-dimensional beingness, which until now we have been conditioned to be humans doing, instead of being allowed to embrace our human essence. And that is that we are human beings. So the Aquarius energy that both these planets are travelling in radiates humanitarianism. So we are beings, not slaves to the multinational companies or governments. Beings, human beings, not human doings. So if you've got anybody sort of bossing you around, telling you to do this and do that, the Aquarius energy is basically going to be no, I will not. I'll do it my way. So just be aware of that also. Now with Mercury, Mercury's moving out of Capricorn on the 8th of January, and it's moving into Aquarius. Plans concerning your professional life and the desire to share your ideas. You may even plan to make changes or undertake a study or make changes in your study routine. So take time to talk to your superiors, and careful not to get tangled up in too much red tape. But advertising or contract negotiations should be favourable with this Mercury initiative. Alright, Mercury stands for education, media, communication. It's the symbol of youth, of students, workers and civil servants. Okay, so you will be getting some information and messages to do with joint finances and other people's resources, and maybe even getting some help out of that, because you're going to be taking a break or recovering. And this is going to force you to really recover. If you've had to be taking a break from your normal busy life, this stellium, 4 planets in one sign, is really going to activate that area of that occult and that deep searching for knowledge and understanding and bringing it to the surface. So that retreat idea will still be quite beneficial for you. You may actually find yourself looking in a whole new direction for where you want to go from January onwards. Now Neptune is still in Pisces, here in the 9th house, which is expansion through spiritual, mental and physical explorations. Your philosophies are going to be more about having extreme sensitivity to the injustices in society, and to serve society better in some way, coming from a place of kindness and compassion towards the less fortunate. Neptune is the redeemer of love, and it really, coming from a higher vibration, wants to connect with the divine love for all things. Alright? So it is a very mystical energy, a compassionate energy, and there's forgiveness being shown there as well. Mars is here in your 11th house. It's moving into Taurus on the 6th of January, and it will be conjuncting Uranus there in Taurus. And Uranus is going direct here in January as well. So all the planets are actually in forward motion. So there is that big shift moving things forward, even though it sort of juts back every now and again, and we've got some limitations still in place. We're moving through it and we're moving forward. Now, Uranus is the lord of light. Okay? And with Uranus you can expect the unexpected. So Mars, just generally the unexpected. Mars is the planet of war, but the Mars energy is passionate and it's a go-get-it energy, and the Uranus energy is like the lightning bolt kind of thing. So from the 6th of January, with that Mars conjuncting Uranus and pretty much squaring Jupiter and Saturn, Mars, Uranus conjunct, square Jupiter and Saturn here in the 8th house. So from the 11th to the 8th. So it's social groups, friends, love that is received. Okay, so there could be some sparks flying as well, for those of you that have got a love interest or single, and it could also heat up people's love life. So again, make sure your boundaries are in place and make sure people take no for an answer if you're not interested. Be kind about it, but let them know not to step over the boundaries. And it also is about radical change and establishing your own rules and not being interested in being restrained. So you've got to be careful of your impulsiveness, because that could cause problems, and make sure that you've safeguarded everything that you can, because this Mars square Jupiter and Saturn energy is a bit of an accident prone energy. So everything you do must be planned out. Self-discipline is essential, and non-productive activity will have you feeling a really big drain on your energy. And you could be feeling that impatience and frustration a lot, but just be patient and remember that benefits come from patience, and don't disregard any safety measures, because as I said, the Mars square Jupiter, Mars square Saturn energy is and has got that element of accident prone. So with Mars squaring Saturn, you're liable to feel that you're juggling between aggression and apathy, and time will give you better judgment. So be patient, because if it's causing you too much of a struggle or a hassle, then it's not the right time yet, and just know that that's okay, and you can learn from any setbacks. So if you have got a setback, you can contemplate it and learn from it and figure out how to go around it. Might take a little bit longer, but you will be further ahead because of what you've learned out of the experience. And one of the great lessons in life with this Mars-Saturn square is through relationships with others, whether it's friendship or business or emotional. Even though romantic relationships can be a little bit tricky. So just be careful you're not hurting someone without realising it. And of course, this can all be vice versa. So exercise coming from a place of kindness, okay? And be cautious in your physical activities. Don't want any accidents, and particularly with machinery. If you don't know how to use this machinery, or it's a new piece of equipment and you're not sure about using it and you don't know, then don't do it, or get some professional advice. Okay, so now I'll just ask for your guardian angel message. Who is there for you this month? And you have the angel of imagination with you. Number 17 is significant for you, Cancerians, and the angel of imagination. So use that brilliant imagination. And I'll just ask for a confirmation here. For January, for Cancerians. And you have the Eight of Forces, the lightning bolt. Okay, lightning bolt. Mars conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Fascinating. It being a time of splitting apart. As you may see there, it's splitting apart this tree. Now, that may have you feeling disappointment and even a metaphorical death. But you may be feeling wounded or gravely disappointed. It could be connected to career opportunities, romantic relationship or partnership, creative project or friendship. That's in the first glance. And even if it does seem sudden or unexpected, there is a lightning flash. We see the deep puddles of a storm that has been going on for some time. You've probably been aware of the threat or difficulty at some level, even if you were unwilling to acknowledge it before. Now is the time here in January to accept the situation and not fight what's so. There is benefit coming, but it often takes an ending to bring forth this new beginning, and a storm is cleansing the field. To tap into your Akashic force, imagine a lightning bolt. I can actually hear the thunder as I'm reading this. Talk about background music. It's not a tape, it's real. So imagine a lightning bolt striking nearby, leaving some destruction in its wake. Now close your eyes and with a deep breath feel the energy of lightning stirring within you. It's almost as if the finger of God is yours to employ. So how do you want to direct this energy in your life? Wow. So just take in really what that 8th house there it has been showing you, Cancer. Even if you have to go back to that section and just get all the information again about that, because it's really what is being triggered off, and it is to do with other people, the outside world, and it's to do with your social groups or friendships and relationships, business or otherwise. So thank you so much, Cancer, for joining me. Sending you many blessings of peace and love your way. A Happy New Year, and look forward to speaking with you again next month. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for giving it the thumbs up. Until next time, namaste.